The One Chicago universe has grown well beyond the original Law and Order universe that it spun off from, and its crossover episodes have created rich stories across the franchise. Crossovers between shows in the same universe can be exciting events that follow one plot across multiple episodes and nights. They're also an effective way to encourage audience members to watch all the shows across the franchise so that they're up to date with the arcs on each show. Several series encompass the One Chicago franchise, including Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, and Chicago Justice. The shows have also been known to crossover with Law and Order, SVU, another popular and long-running series in the Dick Wolf universe. Dick Wolf created the Law and Order franchise and is known as one of the most successful television producers based on the longevity of the shows and how far-reaching they have become. Law and Order, the original series, gained popularity for its innovative take on the criminal justice system, and the universe has only expanded from there. Although Chicago Fire came before Chicago PD, both shows were equally successful, and their crossovers were a big deal. In the two-part events, Some Make It, Some Don't, and Don't Bury This Case, Lieutenant Severide, Taylor Kinney, faces huge problems after he is framed for causing a hit-and-run car accident. This causes intense friction between the Firehouse 51 and intelligence teams, as neither one wants to step on the other's toes. While everything works out in the end, the crossover is a reminder that while the firefighters and officers are on the same team, their interests may not always align. This was also very different from other One Chicago crossover events. Normally, the three teams, firefighters, investigators, and medical teams, work together to save lives and protect the city. In this crossover, they were set up against each other, and this had little to do with anything but discovering the truth about Severide. The issue of the opioid crisis and teen drug use is tackled in this Fire and PD crossover. As the investigation progresses, the drug dealers are connected to a homicide, and both teams have their hands full. One of the more exciting parts of the seventh is that Sean Roman, Brian Garrity, returns to wrap up his character arc and make a final appearance while looking for his sister in Chicago. This allowed several people who knew him to show up and help in the crossover. In the end, Roman's sister is killed, tragically ending his story, but seeing him get closure with the other PD officers is an important step for the show. The return brought in a lot of viewers because this was Sean's first time in the One Chicago franchise since 2016. It starts when he shows up on Chicago Fire after a recent fire involves some of his sister's friends. The crossover ends with Sean seeking revenge and Voight letting him off the hook in a controversial but happy ending for the character.